Gentlemen, today's video is probably one of my favorites I've ever done on this channel. Dopa is back playing solo queue, and I actually had the chance to ask him one-on-one exclusive interview, 10 questions that I was able to come up with, and he gave me some really interesting answers, and you guys are definitely going to be interested in hearing some of them. So throughout this video today, I'm going to be showing you his answers and the questions, and some of them towards the end are probably going to surprise you. So we're into Alessandra on the Chinese super server. I got Dopa's Discord many years ago in Korea. One of his friends I played with said, "Hey man, I know Dopa. Here's his Discord," and put a Discord group with me and Dopa. And then I asked Dopa when I was in Korea, I said, "Hey man, any chance we could meet?" Dopa said, "No, I have COVID." And then he said, "Thank you for being a fan." So that was the end of the conversation for many years. And then this year, I've been sending a few messages back and forth, and I asked him, I said, "Hey man, I'm doing a video. Would you mind if I send through 10 questions and you use ChatGPT to help translate and answer because his English isn't good?" He said, "Yeah, man." He said, "Go ahead, bro." So I came up with 10 little questions. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are just a little bit fun tidbits. Twisted Fate doing very well at the moment. So we drop a few CS here to Lissandra. The number one question I asked him, I said, "Dopa, what roles are the strongest and rank them 1 to 5? I asked him this around about 2-3 weeks ago, and he finally got back to me, so that's based on the current patch. He said jungle 1, mid and support are equal. Then he said top, the least strong position in solo queue, 80 carry. I think that's really a no-brainer. I mean, that's what I would have said something similar. I'm not gonna lie. So he's running Comet into some of these mages short range like Lissandra and Talia. He does do Comet. He actually ran Comet when I versed him. And a lot of people were begging me to ask him about me. But second question, I said, what year do you feel you were your strongest? Season 4 to 8. So, bro pretty much said to me that he peaked 7 years ago. Which is essentially when solo queue really stopped being solo carry and more team oriented, you know? Back in the day, you used to be able to play Kassadin, get a lead, and 1v9. You can't do that in League of Legends anymore. It's not like a 1v9 game, because you get a lead and then you're worth a huge bounty, and it's just so much harder to like snowball and 1v9 the game as a one unit. So when Dopa back in the day was playing Corki, Kassadin, Zed, things like this, there's no doubt he feels in his head, especially when he was a little bit younger, he's about the same age as me, that his mechanics were at peak. So we get a nice little early game. Graves. Ping, ping, ping. Head back. Gets the double ruby. Now, Dopa sometimes into things like Talon is going full damage, like Ludens. But mostly it's still Roa setup and more aggressive summoners like Electrocute and Comet. Now, this is going to be a controversial one, right? I said, do you feel if you had fully committed to professional play and not been banned, you could have had a similar legacy to Faker? Now, that's a pretty big, bold question, but I thought I'd throw it out. He said, not even close, full stop. So, for the people saying, oh, Dopa would have been better than Faker if he hadn't been banned, even Dopa, maybe he's humble, but even he says, I am very sensitive to equipment and environments. I wouldn't have performed well at competitions like Worlds. I mean, that's exactly because he measures all of his equipment, right? He has a very peculiar setup. If you can look at his keyboard right now, you'll see his hand is like positioned kind of over the... It's such a... Look at how his mouse is like half up the desk. It doesn't really make sense. As we hit level 6. Triple tonic, by the way, he's been running. Ult straight in, says Thresh. Oh. Nice gank. Yummy. Little assist.
쓰레쉬 잡으려고 그랬는데 각을 주네.
I'm really interested to see how Twisted Fate will perform next season with the new mage items. There's a few really cool. Gets the kill. Does he die?
만화 없잖아.
No mana. You have no mana. Big.
날아올 거 없지? 드레이븐 궁 없고.
Yeah, there's a couple of new items that are gonna make TF really interesting. One interesting concept I've had is that with AD Carry next season getting 7 items, you put something like Twisted Fate or Cassiobot that has like extra gold income or like extra scaling, and you just funnel that thing, and you just, I don't know how they're gonna define the role of bot lane, because mages might go down there and try and abuse it, right? Next question. Do you think my mustache is sexy? Just kidding, I didn't ask that because I already know the answer. The next one was, what is your favorite food? I thought I'd just put a couple of easy questions, couple easy lobs in there just in case, you know. He said chicken. Now, Dopa having chicken as his most favorite food probably wouldn't be surprising, but I'm not sure if it's meta. It is kind of meta in Korea, I suppose, to have chicken, because when I go to Korea, there's chicken shops on every corner. I was thinking maybe he might have some like local traditional Korean dish or his mum's favorite meal. For me personally, my favorite meal, like I'd probably say like my grandma's cooking or something, but if I was going out to a restaurant, mine is top quality steak. Maybe a sirloin, maybe an eye fillet, like a really nice marbling, maybe a wagyu if I'm feeling, if a Baus review's done extra well that week, maybe I'll get a little bit of wagyu A12 marbling. Lissandra gets hit by absolutely everything, gets the flash.
No!
Can't kill the goat.
유충 억과당할 뻔했네.
Next question. High Elo China and Korea are very fast paced and focuses more on micro than macro. How do these developments impact your playstyle, and are you still focused on outthinking the enemy, or did your approach change? I stole this question from one of my YouTube commenters.
우리 팀 유충 먹어서 10원 들어왔구나.
My playstyle has always been the same, he said. Make the best possible decisions and response based on the current situation. In the current patch, objective setup is extremely important. Draven.
잡고 쓰자. 시야.
I mainly play around pre-planning key areas with my jungler and support. If the patch changes or I judge that lane control is more important, then I'll adapt again. There's nothing absolute in League. Staying flexible is the key. I mean, Jesus Christ, what a political answer, but I completely agree, because like, it doesn't matter how much of a lane lead you have. If you're not there with your team before objectives because of how important objectives are at the moment, especially with how many there are, you've got pretty much objective fatigue with like Atacon, you've got freaking Grubs, Herald, Dragon, like there's so many objectives. So if you can get lane prio and set up correctly, it's gonna be damn well optimal. That was question 5.
어차피 탑 신지드가 불가침의 영역을 확보해 놨기 때문에
8.7 CS per minute, looking quite good. Dopa at the moment is 70% win rate. We're dead. On the Chinese super server, as he goes down, Lissandra is so much higher pick rate in China than any other region. China loves Lissandra and other regions don't. I don't know why. I think Lissandra is super strong as well, but no one seems to really care about her outside of China. If you guys know why, let me know. Either way, my assistant has told me if I don't clean up my look, talking about the mullet and the mustache, before next week, then she's gonna look for a new job. I don't know what's happening. Is she bluffing? People kind of starting to treat me a little bit different. I like it. She obviously doesn't. How do you feel after military training, I asked. Did it affect your ability to play daily life? Did it affect your ability to play and daily life if it did at all? Any positives or negatives you feel after completing? I felt really great. The downside, taking a year and a half off maybe lose my game sense. The upside, my physical health has improved a lot. He lost league skills but developed life skills. Now, depending on who you are, you'd say that's a net positive. I have heard a lot of gamers, especially in Asia, have really massive health issues because they play League with very bad food, sleep schedules, no exercise. Like it, there's so many pro players, even like, who was Beifang talking about recently? He was so skinny, the doctors said you have to put on weight, like you're gonna like die, you're gonna wither away. Like you need to start moving and eating. Like that's how bad it is for a lot of people over there. Wish it could be the same in America, but it's not. It's the opposite. It is what it is. Next question. Do you have a favorite color? Another little layup. You know. Another little assist by Captain Midbeast. And this one is this one's gonna actually blow my. Now, green is my favorite color. More of a dark green, like a British racing green. But Dopa, favorite color, green as well. So I don't know if there's a little bit of interlink happening there. But, you know, any green favorite colors in the chat, like, that's a big W for green enjoyers. Screw you if you like blue. Oh, I like blue. I'm a normie and I eat cereal for breakfast. Hey, fuck you. If you like favorite color is blue. It's so satisfying to watch Dopa play Twisted Fate. It's just all decision making, right? It's literally just pure decision making champion, and you can see the inner workings of how League should be played, and he just makes these games feel so smooth and fluid. If you could make one change to the game, what would it be? Now, this one actually kind of hurt my soul. Hurt my soul quite a lot. Because people know I am not a casual gameplay enjoyer. But he said, I would make the ARAM augment mode permanent. I have not even played ARAM or the new mode, or don't even know what he's talking about. So, that's a bit of an L by me, but if you know what that means, go ahead and, you know. Is that a base take? I don't know. I don't play ARAM. I don't know. I only play ranked solo. -1. Flow state achieved. 10 CS per minute. Jump down into the side lane, and this is where you want to be for probably the next 5 minutes. Should be getting deep vision. That's really soft vision, actually. Against the Kiana, and then just sitting really far back and waiting for the ult. What are your goals or plans for the next 5 years? Does it always involve League of Legends? I wasn't sure, man, because a lot of people were telling me Dopa was going to retire. You know, Dopa doesn't... He's more reacting than playing these days. He said, now that I've completed my service, my goal is to hit rank 1 every season again. League is basically my life. It's impossible to separate it from my future. Oh my god, Greygasm. That's what I'm talking about. That made me really happy. If he were to say, I don't like this game, I'm quitting, I'm gonna retire soon, I would have probably cried.
지금 딱 하나 올 수 있어.
I probably would have messaged him back and said, hey man, can we reconsider that question number 9, please? Now, the final question I asked him, probably the most important question and the one that you've been all waiting for. Who is the strongest player you have ever versed in your entire career? Now, obviously you guys know I have versed Dopa. Dopa has versed many professionals over countless years. Chovy, Beifang, Faker. I mean, literally Uzi, every pro you can think of, Dopa has versed. And I was maybe expecting some type of mention of myself, but unfortunately, to the surprise of no one, he did not mention me. The strongest player Dopa has ever versed. One word, Faker, full stop. Just complete respect to Faker and the GOAT. Doesn't even say like, oh, you know, Faker back in the day, but Chovy now or something. He just says Faker, straight up. I don't know what season he's referring to. Just generalized what player is the strongest? Faker. And I love that, man. I mean, what a good bloody response. And a little bit of a lob by me, but damn. So that's my 10 exclusive interview questions with Dopa. You know, it took me a while to get this level of friendship, but I'm building. He's a cool guy, and it takes him maybe 2 or 3 months to respond to me, but he does eventually get around to it after I ping him a few times. I'm surprised he hasn't removed me as his friend on Discord, but he knows I'm a fan, and he said he respects what I do for his community in the Western scene. So, you know, I'm not really, I wouldn't define myself as a fan like he called me. I'm more of a competitor and mutual respect. You know, kind of like a LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan kind of situation, but... Ooh. I guess that's up to the eyes of the beholder. And I'll continue to live in my delusional little world. But I can guarantee you this is probably one of the first interviews he's had like this. And I wonder if he thinks I'm an idiot for asking some of those questions. Maybe I missed a few questions. If you have any more, let me know in the comments. Maybe there'll be a part 2 if he ever responds again. He told me to link this video when I'm done with it. So let's make him proud and, you know, maybe put a couple of positive comments in the chat because he might read some of them. And yeah, I think it's a nice little W for the Midbeast community where my channel is pretty much based and personality based off of this guy. And he might not be the player that he once was. A lot of new age players don't even know who he is. But this one's more for the old school viewers and old school players, and for me as well. So we have 3, 1, and 11. Just a nice, solid Twisted Fate game to gap over. Hopefully we can close it out, not lose all of our Magi stacks. You guys can also play with this Dopa mindset in your own games. You don't have to play TF. You can play decision-making champions and use this even for assassins where you're playing the map correctly. You're not just roaming around for no reason. Like, you're in a side lane. Yeah, you could perma group with your team, but you're better off going for the decision-based singed play that's going to have the best outcome the most consistent amount of times. Will we get 25 stacks on the Medjais before the Team FFs? It'd be nice. Maybe the 4th of December can be International Dopa Day. Maybe we crown it. That'd be cool. Maybe I have an international day as well. I guess that day would be Valentine's Day for me, with all the love letters and roses that all the fangirls sent me. But obviously they don't arrive because I'm in Australia and the postman can't carry such a vast amount of flowers. And Australia's pesticide control is actually quite strong, so if you are a fangirl trying to send me flowers, it's actually not really possible. Maybe start sending me something else. Some things that I can use, perhaps.
야 뭐야 반응 왜 이렇게 빨라? 오 키아나의 우물공 세리머니.
A summoner has disconnected.
Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. I tried to give as much insight as I could and yap over a nice, beautiful Twisted Fate game from our boy Dopa. Until next time, and a massive shout out to Dopa. I'm going to link where he streams in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. If not,
쉽다.
you can screw off and unsubscribe. Until next time, boys, I love you. Have a good weekend and good night.